I'm sitting here trying to fucking angle the camera in the right way to get this glare off my fucking glasses, but it is seemingly impossible. Um, I'm missing something clearly, but I started recording before I even realized what I was going to talk about today. Um, oh yeah, okay. Something that is always said, like a lot of my videos are going to be something about like you hear this all the time, but you don't really understand it. Like you think you understand it, but you don't. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm talking about myself. Like you go through and you hear these like sayings and these like little bits of wisdom, and you're like, that is so obvious what you just said. And it's like, that is so base level. That's not even something to consider or think about. But people are like, oh, fuck. So deep, you know? And as a kid, just I visualized or I saw all of those kind of little like sayings and stuff like, um, you are your worst enemy. And I don't know, stuff like that. Just like, okay, like whatever. Bullshit. But like, it's just something to help you, I guess. But those things are like way deeper than you think most of the time. The reason that they're commonly stated and repeated is because they strike an emotional chord with people that have experienced certain things, and it summarizes their experiences in a single little blank. And it's like, whoa, other people understand that about me, or like I'm not alone in that. Like, whoa, I get it. And also like the effect of that is like, okay, if that is the case and you're telling me to feel that way about this feeling and I can connect to it so directly, like I understand it fully, that means that that experience is so common in like humanity that it's this repeated wisdom bit that has been useful for so many people because it only gets repeated and circulated if it's useful. Because if it's stupid, people aren't going to say it again, right? They're going to be like, well, that was dumb. Like if it didn't connect with you, you're just like, forget it. If it connects, then it spreads and it becomes a like, what's the word for that? It becomes trite. But like the things that are trite are usually trite because they're they're so repeated so often, and they're so repeated so often because they're so relatable to everyone if you really understand them. Anyway, so the thing I want to talk about, one of those that I want to talk about today is um, the thing that you want, as soon as you stop trying to hold on to it, trying to grab it and get a hold of it and make it yours, that is when you get it. And that sounded so bullshit to me as a kid. I was like, what do you fucking mean by that? How can I like get it if I'm not trying to get it? Right? Um, like in my head, I was like, okay, if I want money, just stop doing anything. Like, don't do anything, just sit around and I'll get money. Well, I've been sitting around. How, like, how does that work? Why am I not rich yet? And that's a misunderstanding of what that means. And that's the case with all of these for me anyway. Like I didn't understand that there's a deeper meaning to these things. You start discovering a deeper meaning to like one or two of them, and you're like, oh, that one actually does make sense. I can apply that. And then eventually you click, and you're like, oh, they all make sense. I just don't understand all of them. I don't have the capacity. I don't have the perspective to understand all of them. So then when you get to that point, you're like, you start analyzing any one of those that comes to your path, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm interpreting that wrong. How can I look at this deeper? And one of those things was when you don't search for it, you get it. That crossed my path again at some point after I had learned that these things are legit, or some of them, or whatever. I was starting to believe that like I can actually get wisdom from these things. And when that crossed my path again, I thought, and I was like, whoa, I actually have examples of that. Like now I get it. It's not a like, hey, don't take action and you will get everything you want. Just don't do anything and you'll get what you want, right? That's not what it's saying. It's saying mentally, you need to be okay. You need to be perfectly content with not having that thing. You need to be okay just the way it is right now. Like, say your thing is money. Like, oh, I really want to be rich, or I really want to be financially stable. Don't like if as soon as you're like, actually, life is okay without that. I've actually figured out a way to live without it, and I'm happy. And now I don't think about it anymore. I'm not thinking about how desperately I need the money, how desperately I want to be rich. When you make that switch, then those opportunities just start like revealing themselves to you more clearly. And also, like, it clears your mind, right? So like, say you really want the girl, right? And every time you're around the girl, that's all you can think about. So that clutters your mind, and it changes the way that you act around the girl. And you're seeming a little pathetic or a little needy, like wanting her attention, wanting to impress her. Like, those are the things that make it so that you don't get the girl, right? You're almost certain to not get the girl if you're constantly thinking about, how do I get this girl? Like, it's almost a certainty. And then this is the most clear example of this kind of idiom for me, is the girl thing. Like, as soon as you stop caring about whether this girl fucks with you or not, or wants you, or like sees you as a partner, a potential partner, that is when her perspective shifts. As soon as you do that, I'm telling you, as like, you could be in the middle of a conversation and you had the pathetic, the needy, the trying to impress her kind of thing, and then you realize this, what I'm saying, in the middle of the conversation, and you're like, actually, you're right. I don't actually need this girl, and I'm building her up in my head, and she's not nearly as impressive or like this diamond that I need to grab as I think that she is, you know? And that gives you this calm feeling, this relaxation, and it's not fake. You're like, now whatever happens in this conversation, it doesn't even matter. I could embarrass myself in the next 10 seconds and she walks away and no big deal. Like, she could never talk to me again and I would be fine. And that philosophy, that mindset, in the middle of the conversation, you start acting differently immediately because you have a different perspective. You're not, how do I say the thing that she wants me to say? How do I be the guy that she thinks she wants? How do I be that guy? How do I pretend to be that guy? As soon as you switch to being, I'm just going to be me, because that's more comfortable. And if she doesn't fuck with that, then that's cool, because I don't fuck with her, right? Like, you wouldn't even want a girl that fucks with you just because you pretend to be a certain way, right? You want a girl that fucks with you because you're being the way that you are. Like, that way you can just be the way you are. She still fucks with you, right? So that's another like benefit, I guess, from that. But like, it reigns supreme, this idiom, for me. Like, do not try to hold on to things, anything in life. Don't try to grab onto it and be like, I need this. I need to get this before I start being happy. Once I get that, then I'll start being happy. Once I get abs, I'll be happy. Once I'm rich, once I have the girl, anything. All of these things, little things too, like, once I get home and I can smoke some weed. Once I get to the weekend, right? Once I get to the weekend, then I will be happy and I'll start living for those 2 days, and then I'll go back to work and be miserable until the next weekend. Those things are the things that are causing you all the pain. So if you're like, I want happiness in that scenario, right? I'm searching for happiness and I'm trying to get it as much as possible. Your brain's like, okay, well, what do you need to be happy? And you're like, well, I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I don't have them. So once I get those things, then I will allow myself to be happy. I forget where I was going exactly with that, but like, that is not true. You can't wait. Like, what you're doing there is you're telling your brain, I need these things to be happy, and I will not be happy until I get those things. And I'm trying to think in my perspective of my former self here, because what I'm saying right now sounds like bullshit to my former self. But to me, it is 100% clear. Like, it could not be more clear what I'm saying. And I can't figure out the way to break it through to my old me. Like, for the viewer watching, if you were in my position, I'm trying to say it in a way that you understand it fully. But yeah, dude, you make that connection and you're like, oh, like, okay, say you wanted the money, you figured out, I don't need to chase the money, and I can be content with not having money. And that gives you a little peace. But then say you still have the girl thing. It's like, okay, I don't need money, but I'm still wanting this girl. I'm going to get this girl. That will make me happy still. And then you, like, maybe over the course of some time, you keep doing that, but then you're like, this money thing worked. Like, the forgetting about the money actually worked. I don't have anxiety about it anymore, and I'm happy. I'm content in that factor. And then you map it to that problem, to the girl problem, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I should apply it to that too. And then you apply it to that, and it works again. And then you're like, oh, I can apply it to literally everything. All of the things that I'm like, I'm working out right now. This sucks. Once I get home, I'll be happy. I'm working. Once I get home, I'll be happy. Once I can smoke some weed, once I can drink some alcohol, I'll be happy. Like, once I can chill with my friends, I'll be happy. Once I can sit home and relax, I'll be happy. Once I can anything, all of that stuff is just another example of that. You're trying to hold on to your happiness. You're trying to grip it and grab it, and it's slipping away, and you're like, oh no, the weekend, that is not the way to do it. You can just be happy right now. Because if you think about it, like, what is the benefit of thinking like, okay, in the future, when I get that, if I get that, then that will make me happy for sure. Like, but for now, I'm not going to be happy, or I can't be happy. I'm incapable of happiness until I get that thing. Think about how you've thought about that in the past. Like, when you were a kid, it was like, ooh, once my birthday comes, like, once I get that Nintendo Switch, then it'll be my life will be great. And, you get that thing, and it is great for the, 3 months that you have it, to begin with. And then it becomes old news. And it's like, it's still cool, but it didn't make me happy. It wasn't the fucking thing that I thought it was, that it was just going to be like, oh, fuck, now it's cool. Like, now it's all good. Everything in life is that way. Everything that you're chasing, and then you're like, that's going to make me happy. You're going to get it, and it's going to make you happy for this amount of time. And then you're like, oh, actually, now I'm back to baseline. That didn't do what I thought it was, what I thought it would do. Yeah, that's pretty much the point. Like, you can't chase, you shouldn't try to grab on and chase contentment and happiness. The answer to that is to not want it, to not care. Like, don't even care about it. And that's easier to say than to do, but you make these connections, and it kind of just starts to click. You're like, I have been caring about these things way too much. They're affecting the way that I exist on a daily basis, and they're in the future or in the past, and the present is when I'm feeling the emotions. Like, why am I letting things that may or may not be in the future or were in the past dictate how I feel in the moment right now? Like, those things are going to come or they're not going to come. It doesn't matter. That's going to happen or it's not going to happen. That's just in the future. What about right now? Why would I let my emotions and my feelings about those things dictate how I feel about myself right now and my existence right now, right? It's always just ever going to be right now. In the future, when you get those things, you're still going to be right now. So it's like, you got the things. Are you happy? No. You're like, you could be, but if you chase them the whole time and you're like, oh, I got the thing. Yes, finally I got the thing. Finally I'm rich. I'm fucking financially stable, and I got a good wife, and bing. Oh, fuck. But it's still me here now. Like, I still have problems. Life is still going. Life is still a thing. It's not perfect. So you have to be content with it not being perfect. It is never going to be perfect. So just be like, okay, that's what life is. Like, I can deal with that. Like, what's the big deal? Do you expect perfection? Do you expect to arrive, to get to the point where you're like, I'm done. I got everything that I've ever wanted, and I don't want anything anymore. This is all I want. Do you think that you'll get there? And also, do you want to get there? Do you want to get to the point where you're just like, there's nothing else to get? I have everything. Like, you've heard of the rich people thing where it's like, money won't make you happy, right? And as a kid, you're like, fuck no, you're stupid. Of course money will make me happy. It solves all my fucking problems. But what they're trying to say is, like, they were chasing the money, and then they got the money, and they thought that once I got the money, then I'm good. Then it'll be good. But then they got the money, and they realized that didn't fix anything. And that fucking kills some people because they're like, I worked so hard, I went so long, and I thought that once I arrived here, I would be happy. This would be it, but it's not. So yeah, dude, just be content with how it is. Like, you are what you are, and the world is what it is. And are you going to torture yourself over that? Are you going to be like, blah, 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 blah. I don't have this. I don't have that. Like, he's got that. This guy's life is way better than mine. Like, who cares? Like, are you throwing a pity party? Like, are you going to cry about it? Like, what are we doing here? You are what you are, and there's nothing to be changed. Like, you can grow and change yourself into something better, but you're never not going to be you. You're never not going to have the circumstances you had and like the position that you're in, you know? So make what you can out of what you got and just be content with doing that. Be like, I am doing the best I can. I'm improving myself the best I can. And that's good enough for me. Like, life is going to keep happening. I'm going to keep existing. Problems are going to keep happening. And that's okay.